Yo, what's good, y'all? Got another video today, content-based video, like I've been saying to you guys that I'm going to get on done over the weekends. I did watch a little bit of basketball, but not enough today to really give my opinions, other than that Warriors-Lakers game was an absolute movie. One of the best games I've ever seen with my own two eyes, in my personal opinion. They just went back and forth down the stretch, and ultimately my boys lost, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Today I'm going to go through, over the last few days, the All-Star starters were announced. I'm just going to go through and give my honest opinion on each one of them and why each one of them deserve to be in that position, because I believe that everyone that was nominated got nominated for a reason. They'd all shown in their own respective rights that they deserve to be in that position, other than maybe a little things of guys getting snubbed. But at the end of the day, everyone deserves it in their own right, whether people get it or not. And sometimes there's only 5 positions at the end of the day, so not everybody can. Starting with the team captains, this becoming an increasing trend every year. Giannis and LeBron, both guys, comfortably the best players on their team. LeBron, 20th All-Star appearance, I think the most ever, which is just absolutely incredible. He's proven time and time again he deserves this place, and he's going to, once, as I said, captain the West All-Stars this year, and he deserves it. 39 years old, going on 40, playing 25 points per game, rebounding, assisting, doing everything for the Lakers, keeping them together, which is awesome. As on the other side, Giannis, the best player on his team, putting up stats every night. There's never a dull game for him. Other than, the critiques of people saying the run and dunk man, allegations and whatever, he deserves to be in the position that he's in. Because from what I see, it doesn't really matter if he is the run and dunk man. He does all the other little things for his roster, and at the same time, if he's so dominant in one position, why would he stop doing the exact thing that's working time and time again? The big guys, both sides, pretty obvious. Jokic and Embiid, both 1 and 2 in MVP conversations, putting up ridiculous stats every night. Jokic being that Swiss Army knife type of guy that he is, that does every little thing for his roster, passing the ball, rebounding the ball, scoring the ball, just doing all those little things. His defense in the last couple of years has gotten better from when he was earlier in his career and he was seen as not a plus defender. Whereas in the last few seasons, he's vastly improved on that side of the ball, and he's starting to give you, presence around the ring when people are going at him, which is huge for the Nuggets, which just makes them even better than they already are, which can't be much better at this point. Whereas for Embiid, 35 points a night, just the most dominant player in the league at the moment. He'd do everything. He blocks shots, he gets rebounds. He's even starting to find his playmaking side, which is ridiculous. Just adds another thing to his repertoire. It does help that he has someone like Tyrese Maxey on his team who he can dish the ball to and rely on him to give him buckets. But to see his playmaking side come out a little bit more is incredible. It's great for the whole organisation. As for the wings, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, both deserving. Kevin Durant having one of his better years with the Suns, finally coming into his own. Kevin Durant finally coming into his own with his new roster. He's been there about 12 months now, so he's really starting to find his groove with the team, and having both of his other all-star caliber players back in Bradley Beal and Devin Booker, he's really starting to give buckets every night when needed, and as I said, just a deserving winner. Kevin Durant making, I think, probably his 16th or 17th appearance as well, which is ridiculous. The longevity of some of these guys nowadays is insane. As for Jason Tatum, was seen as a bit of an all-star earlier on in the season and hasn't really changed from that. MVP conversations stemmed for him for a little bit amount of time, but has ever since fallen off. On the best team in the league, being the best player on that team, giving them everything they need, being on the wing, shooting threes, attacking the rim, can do literally everything. I don't think he has one big hole in his game, which is ridiculous, knowing that he's a plus defender as well as everything else that he can do for you. We get into the guards. We got Shai, Luka on the west side, and we got Damian Lillard and Tyrese on the other side. The only person that I really could have seen here getting replaced is Damian Lillard. As I said, he's had a good year. By no stretch of the imagination has he been bad for Milwaukee, but while he's still trying to find his place in Milwaukee, he's still trying to ramp up his points. And in the grand scheme of Damian Lillard's career, he's had sort of a down year, getting into the team and fitting in well. So I could see Jalen Brunson being in that position and the argument for him. I can see the argument for both sides, but in my personal opinion, Jalen Brunson has had a better year, being the best player on his team. The Knicks are a winning team again. He hasn't skipped a beat the whole year, but Dame more than deserving. Tyrese, more than deserved, has been an absolute machine for the Pacers all year. About time he gets some sort of recognition. I believe it's his first All-Star appearance, which is great. To be an All-Star starter in your first appearance is ridiculous. But, as I said, more than deserving. Has games where he has 20 assists and 20 points with no turnovers, which by no stretch of the imagination is possible for a lot of people. So, more than deserving on his side. Luka, top 4 or 5 in MVP conversation, depending on who you ask. More than deserved. Is the best player on his respective team outright, putting up ridiculous stats every night, triple doubles every other night. The only really hole in his game is his defense can get a little better, but when you're that much of a machine on the offensive side of the ball, I feel Coach Jason Kidd can allow him to slack off on defense a little bit when he's giving you that much output on the other side. Whereas for Shai, once again up there in MVP conversations, best player on his team, on a winning team. For OKC to go to the play-in last year for currently being, I think, first in the West is just ridiculous. So Shai doing his thing, 30 points a night, rebounding the ball, assisting the ball. Same sort of situation with Luka. The defensive side of the ball can be a little better. Shai is really good at reading the lanes and getting steals, but when he's doing that much on the other side of the ball, he's available to rest on that side of the ball, which I have no problem with. So, as I said, yeah, the only person I really see that was quote-unquote snubbed was Jalen Brunson, but I can see the argument for both guys. Whereas the West, there was a lot of talk about Steph Curry being snubbed, but in my opinion, I've watched a lot of Warriors basketball this year, quite obviously because of my own team. And I think that as good of a season as Steph Curry has had, these two dudes have had respectively better seasons, and they're on better rosters at the moment. Warriors struggling to find wins, whereas these two dudes are in the playoff picture and putting up ridiculous stats for their respective teams. So for Steph to miss out, it's unfortunate, for me as a Warriors fan, but I think it's more than deserved for both of these guys. Other than that, that's about it. I just wanted to, as I said, jump on here and voice my opinions for all those guys. So, re-wrapping, Eastern Conference starters, we got Dame and Tyrese as the top two guys. Giannis and Tatum on the wings, and you got Embiid at the center. LeBron James, Kevin Durant being the wings for the West. Nikola Jokic being the big man down low, and Luka and Shai being the two guards. Team captains, Giannis and LeBron, more than deserved. It's an increasing trend every year. I think they've been all-star captains provided they've been healthy for the last 4 years or so. More than deserved for both guys, but that's about it. That's all I really wanted to get on here and say today. Just really voice my opinion, get that sort of content out to you guys, for anyone that's actually interested. But yeah, as I said, that's about it. Liking and subscribing would be much appreciated. Trying to get this content out to you guys as much as possible. I did miss yesterday's video, but I am here today. So thank you very much, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow with some more basketball. Little slate on tomorrow considering the NFL's on. So a lot of people will be tuned into that. But I'm going to get as much basketball in as possible and voice my opinions then. Thanks, guys.